Hello everyone and welcome back to La Vida Football. My name is Luis Laureano. I am a UEFA B licensed coach from California. I currently live and coach in Germany. So today we're going to talk about defending with a 3-5-2. Let's get started. So here we'll have, for example, we'll be starting off with a goal kick. So this is your typical start from build-up play, and we're doing a 3-5-2 versus a 4-4-2 formation. And the first thing that we want to do is to shift and create and steer the play to the outside. So the way we do that is one of our strikers pushes up, covers this passing lane. Now a pass back to the goalkeeper would also be okay, will also be optimal. If that happens, then we pressure this side and try to force a long ball, which in this case we would attack there and we would pressure there, and our two center midfielders would shift over, and then our left wing back would also shift into the inside. Okay, so then we will try to create a numerical advantage in that situation. But let's reverse it back a little bit. Let's say that does not happen, right? And we're still in this formation here. So we pass there, and let's say the team does not go that direction because maybe they learned from the previous situation that that is not what they want to do. Then we force them to go into that direction, so to the right. So when that happens, this player creates the pass. As soon as we identify that that pass is going to happen, this player creates a run to try to anticipate and shift the game further to the outside. So depending on the position of the right midfielder, so if the right midfielder is very close to, distance-wise between right back and right midfielder, then as soon as this player sees this run occur, this player would also attack, thus creating a 2 versus 1 situation. Now, with that pressure and that much speed and that much intensity, it would be difficult for this player to get the ball to the right midfielder. Although that could happen if timing is not right. Let's say this player comes, but this player thinks about it, has a delay, then that would be enough time to hit a ball over, and then we will need our left center back to essentially defend that for us, and that is not exactly what we want. Okay, we want the timing to be right so that we can win the ball on the outside there. Okay, all right. But some of you may have noticed the gap in the center. So let's try to plan for that situation as well, so that you guys can see what we can do. So if we do that during the game and then the team decides, okay, well, that's not working out, going to the outside does not work out for us, then you will start to notice that the midfielders will drop a little bit more. But again, we shut down this passing lane, and then depending on how high we go or how high we want to defend, if we want to do an offensive midfield press, then we will essentially have the whole team kind of push up. Okay, so that is a possibility. But as the game is on the right side, these players are already shifting to the inside. So now this player hitting a ball to that space is going to be very difficult. And even if it does happen, we should have enough time to recover to be able to create a 2 versus 1 situation. But of course, that would be planned. And if this run happens and we're coming from the inside, then it would be the responsibility of the right center back to take care of this player, and then the right wing would essentially take care of the run if it were to happen. Okay, but let's go back once again. So we're shifting here. We're compact in the middle. We're definitely at a numerical advantage in the center of the field, which is a big plus for us. So if this pass happens, right? So then now we just pressure, and we shift here. We press up so that this player does not get the ball, and if they do get the ball, then we're there to essentially attack. If the ball is in the center of the field, then we're going to want our center midfielder, meaning this player, to be the one to attack, or not attack, but essentially be the first to pressure up. Okay, so then when that happens, this player will drop. And if they pass back to that situation, to the midfielder there, that is also okay. Now we shift, this one drops, and essentially we have our chain there. This player would essentially be closing in a little bit, but not too much, because we don't want this player to be too free or to have too much space. So we don't want that to happen. Our center backs are a little bit out of place. And yeah, so then we close in, but not too much. So there will be this passing lane. If that happens, then the center backs would be essentially covering that situation. But if that penetrating pass does occur, this player would not go out. Essentially, the run would be directly back. Okay, because if you run to the outside, and then this player manages to get a ball, then they would essentially hit there, and then the run will be diagonal, and that would be essentially very dangerous for us. So we do not want that to happen. So we want to take care of that right there by essentially going in and then having a run back, so that if this player tries to hit that pass, we can stop him right there. And if the player hits the ball over, we have enough time to recover. Okay, so that's very important that we have enough time to recover, so that we can again try to build a numerical advantage on the outside, and we would do that with this player there. So this player would have to run a lot to try to get that numerical advantage there, or at least the even numbered situation. Okay, so both of those are okay for us, because we should have enough time or buy enough time for one of the center backs to come and help as well. Okay, so that is a little bit of what we want to do with this 3-5-2 defending. Let's try to get back in our formation. So let's go there. Okay, but essentially what we're looking for with the 3-5-2 and defending wise, we want to try to push the game to the outsides, right? To the outsides, we want to push the game, especially if we do not have a numerical advantage. So here, if the strikers help, then we essentially have a 4 versus 3 situation, and that's not exactly what we want. But if that does happen, then that's when we essentially try to push the game to the outsides, yeah, so that we can intercept these passes, and so that we can put a little bit of pressure. And if the ball goes there, we can try to get a 2 versus 1 situation there. Okay, but if the strikers stay high, then we do have this 3 versus 2 situation. Then we would like to exploit those numbers and take advantage of that by fully pressing the opponent to try to win the ball back in the center. And that would essentially help us with attacking, as we would be in the center on the opponent's half, or at least close to the opponent's half, and essentially we have two attackers ready to get the ball, receive the ball, and to score a goal. Okay, so again, just a little recap with what we've done. With the 3-5-2, you definitely want to try to get to the outside, create those numerical advantages, especially if the strikers drop down a little bit to create a numerical advantage in the center. If that does happen, then we would be at a 4 versus 3 situation, or I'm sorry, 3 versus 4 situation. We do not want that, so we would try to just control that situation, or try to prevent the passes to penetrate down the middle, and then try to get the ball to move to the outside, where we can at least get an even number situation, and then buy some time to get one of the center backs to help out. And that's something that we want to consider. This is something, a little note in regards to the defending for the attackers. A lot of the time we want the attackers to stay high, because we're moving so much. If we do win the ball, we are essentially looking for these players to be up high so that we can relieve the pressure right away, because as we work so hard on the back, we definitely want to be rewarded if we win the ball back, and be able to take advantage of that situation with our attackers being so high up. So those are some things that we want to consider. Center backs need to communicate a lot, especially the center back. That is supposed to be someone that has a really good ball, can hit a long ball, is very communicative, especially on the defensive side, because that player will be determining whether we are playing offside trap, or if we're just if we're shifting, or if we're out of place. Then we would get a lot of that feedback from that player there. So it's important that this player understands the position, and helps the other two, and essentially they help each other out at the end of the day. Anyways, that is it for the 3-5-2. I hope that helps. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment that in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe. Subscribe, and follow me, and also I have an Instagram where you guys can follow me. And then Facebook, definitely check me out there. And let's keep learning, let's keep growing. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.